Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on a witch's shack for you. I fully intended to do a review of the spooky stuff pack on Wednesday, but I just could not get my audio to sync up right now. For those of you that don't know, which you probably don't know, I don't really have a good mic right now, but I'm working on that. I'm working on getting all kinds of awesome things so we can do more than just The Sims videos on my channel right now. Yes, I would like to do more gaming videos that are not The Sims. The reason why I can't do that right now is because, number one, I don't have a gaming computer. I am using a laptop. And number two, I don't have a very good mic to use. I am literally using my phone to record my narration and then I put it over my video. So trying to do a let's play and trying to get the narration to line up is really hard, which is why my review of the spooky stuff pack just fell through. It just did not work out the way it needed to. So I'm sorry that I didn't get that review up for you guys on Wednesday. I saw that all these other Sims channels had already gotten their review up before I would have gotten mine up anyways. So I feel like it's not really necessary. There's too much competition in that corner. Either way, I did buy the spooky stuff pack and I used quite a few things from it in this build. The whole reason why I did a witch's shack in the middle of the woods in the first place is because I bought that spooky stuff pack. Now I was a little upset that they made us pay for a Halloween pack when for Christmas time they sent out that free pack to everybody. But I guess you do get quite a bit more in this spooky stuff pack than you did with that Christmas holiday whatever pack that they did last winter. I want you guys to get a good look at the house right now as it sits before I put in all those trees, because once I put in all those trees, you can't see how beautiful of a job I did on this witch's shack. I'm actually really proud of the way the outside of this house looks. I love it. It literally looks just like a witch's shack in the middle of the woods. But that's the problem. It's in the middle of the woods. You can't see anything because there are just trees everywhere. So when I get into the screenshots, you're not going to get very good views of the outside of the house for that reason. There's just trees everywhere. I don't know if I should apologize for that or not, because it really wouldn't be a witch's shack without being in the middle of the woods. But that does look really weird in this neighborhood. Should have built it in the world Granite Falls. Could not think of it for some reason. So I'm already done with the outside and I'm working on the inside here. This was one of the struggles. For some reason, I like to torture myself in doing extremely tiny houses in The Sims. Because it's quite the struggle to get everything to fit into that tiny space. When you see me get to the bathroom, you'll really see me struggle, because I really felt like a witch's shack, I was going for kind of an older vibe. I felt like it really needed a bathtub instead of a shower, but I just could not fit a bathtub, a sink, and a toilet in that bathroom. I had to compromise and just put in a shower because it's tiny. I like building tiny houses, but they are very, very, very frustrating. Working on the kitchen now. Very dark. It's very dark. I don't think I've used anything from the spooky stuff pack quite yet. But I do. I promise I do. Everybody's favorite part is the clutter. Here I was really upset that that cauldron could not go on the counter. And for some reason my using the 9 and the 0 keys to raise things up and down has really been weird on my game lately. It will raise things up and down, but it will also shoot your camera all the way across the neighborhood. So I just haven't been using it. It's been kind of frustrating. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Might have to look into that at some point because it is very frustrating. Yeah. Fireplace does not fit there. And I decided to move on because I didn't know what to do. This is the problem with me building tiny houses. I get very frustrated with them and I have to stop for a while. So this video is actually over a period of 2 days is how long it took me to build this tiny house. It took me 2 days. And I don't know how many hours it took me. Like 3, I think maybe 3 or 4 hours to build this. I'm a pretty slow builder because I'm really indecisive. That's one of the paintings from the Spooky Stuff pack. Their heads disappear if you stand there and look at them long enough. I do end up changing this wall color later because I'm not a fan of it. I needed something that looked a little bit aged. And I think that was the spiderweb one. Yeah, that's the spiderweb one, and you'll see what I do later to make it kind of spooky. Which I forgot I wanted to do it through the rest of the house, and I didn't. Oh, there we go. Spiderwebs in the corners. But I still end up changing the wall color. So for this house, I really wanted like an old, almost like a Victorian feel to it, since really the only old furniture that The Sims offers us is this Victorian style furniture. I'm not complaining. I love Victorian style furniture. That's probably how I'm gonna end up decorating my house one day. Here we go with the bathtub. I mean, you could fit it there, but it just, your sim would be like, I can't get in the tub. The toilet is in the way, or the sink is in the way. I don't know how to get into the tub. And so here is where I get frustrated and end up giving up. Because I just don't know how to deal with this tiny space. And this is the second day already. Day 2. Oh yes, I switched that out because the spooky one just didn't go with the feel of the house. I think this is one of the first houses that I have actually went through and put curtains on all of the windows you're going to see later. I usually end up leaving curtains out. They just take up room and they don't usually look good. So the color palette for this build is just really neutral colors. I didn't want any bright colors in the home since it's supposed to be kind of like an old abandoned shack out in the middle of the woods that you would find a witch in that's ready to shove a kid in her oven or something like that. So I wanted everything to feel kind of aged and old, which is why a lot of the wallpaper colors are brown, because you would have it fade to brown if it were sitting in a house long enough. What would be even better is like ripped wallpaper, but that's not an option right now. See, I'm so proud of the outside of the house. I finally learned how to use the spandrels correctly on the porch. Very proud of myself for that. Trying to decide what kind of furniture to put here. And of course I go with the fancy Victorian chair. And a bookcase. There's no TV in here because What witch has a TV in her shack? No witch. So there's just a bookcase for entertainment. So if you move your Sims in here, they might go a little nuts because for some reason Sims really like to have television. I don't even think there's a radio. No, there's not even a radio. Oh, I decided to put the skeleton in because I thought it was kind of spooky. And I put it in the bedroom next to her full-length mirror. I figured it could be like a mannequin. She could put her clothes on it, you know, because that's not creepy at all. I also thought that these books could be like spell books. Oh god, the struggle of finding a rug that looked good in this area. I think I gave up. Did I put a rug there? I don't remember. We'll see. But it was quite the struggle. I do think I gave up on it. Nothing had that... Nothing was the right color. Nothing looked old enough. Old and battered. It just didn't happen. Oh, that's another spooky painting. She turns into a vampire, I believe. Which you will see in the screenshots. I know these candles were kind of witchy, you know. There's always candles around witchcraft for some reason. What am I changing? Oh, I'm changing the curtains. That's what I'm doing. Those look really good there, but they're just really dark and they cover a lot of the window. And I liked the look a lot better when you could see the beautiful roundedness to the windows. So I end up changing those. They're just kind of in the way. I actually go with the ones that come in the spooky stuff pack because they're kind of tattered and old looking. They did kind of fit awkwardly on the rounded windows though. I wasn't sure where I was supposed to put it. And here comes the outside. We have a nice little cemetery. I'm seriously so proud of the outside of this. And then here comes our nice pathway through the woods that leads to the edge. This was also very frustrating. I did write on on The Sims Facebook page about this. There are no full-size wrought iron fences. I had to go with a brown picket fence. I recently heard somebody, I can't remember where it was or who it was, complaining that there were no good white picket fences in The Sims 4, and I just want to slap them across the face because every single fence that we have in this game is a picket fence. So I really need some good spooky wrought iron fences back. I use them whenever I do Victorian builds. Obviously, I would have used it in this instance. They're just a good thing to have in your game, and I really missed it for this. It kind of takes away from the style and the witchiness of the house by having that picket fence. It just doesn't look right to me. So if we do end up getting some good wrought iron fences at some point, I will go back in and change that. And now we're in the screenshots. So sorry you can't really see the outside well enough. I think you saw it pretty well in the builds though. So thanks for watching. I look forward to doing some more spooky builds for this month. And like I said, I'm working on getting some other gaming videos up that are not Sims related.